to the Hendrick Hudson Board of Education meeting. Today is May 2nd, 2018. May we please rise and pledge allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our first order of business is to approve the agenda. May I please have a motion?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
And our next order of business is to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Okay. We have,
Yeah, the public hearing on the budget vote and board election. A reminder that the budget vote and board election is on May 15th, Frank G. Elementary School, Tuesday, from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Roseanne will be a familiar face there to say hello to everyone. If you want to, if you need an absentee ballot or need to register, contact Roseanne. She could set you up. But state law mandates that the Board of Education hold a public hearing. So if any of our audience members would like to make a comment around our school budget, proposed school budget for the 18-19 school year, right now is the time. But this is just a portion of the meeting for the school budget. And if we don't have anyone that wants to make a comment, we'll keep rolling. Okay. Keep rolling.
okay, rolling on then. Here we go. Our next order of business is to honor BOCES Student of Distinction, John Paul Fernandez. And Jeremy McCarthy, thank you. You're going to present our student.
Yes, so first I just would like to thank the Board of Education and the Superintendent for allowing us to be here tonight. This is really a prestigious award at our BOCES to win Student of Distinction. With me today, I have a couple of people I'd like to introduce. Doug Lickard is our board member. He represents the Peekskill School District, but he serves on the BOCES board, so thank you, Doug,
Yes.
for being here as well. And we have John Paul and his family. This is his sister and his father here, so we want to welcome them. And we also have his teacher, who's absolutely wonderful. In our district, we do a thing called Walk in My Shoes, where we have our administrators get paired up with various people in our organization, whether it be a teacher, or a custodian, a monitor. And I had the pleasure this year being walking in Jessica's shoes. So she is a phenomenal teacher. The work that she does in that building each and every day is just absolutely amazing. I have so much respect for her. So I want her to come up and introduce the person that we share, the person of honor, John Paul, and tell you about him. So Jessica, come on up.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Jessica Petros. I have been John Paul's teacher for the past 2 years. John Paul is a bright and energetic young boy who arrives at school every day with a smile on his face. We are all so proud of John Paul's accomplishments in his time here with us. He has come so far since he began at Pinesbridge 4 years ago. John Paul was new to being in a structured school environment and had to learn how to follow a schedule and participate in his school day. When he started, he was very dependent on others. Now, John Paul has learned his routine and how to participate with his peers and staff members throughout his school day. He has become so much more independent and understands what is expected of him. John Paul loves music and movement activities. He shows his enjoyment with a smile or a contagious laugh. He has improved in his communication and is better able to express his wants and needs through gestures, assistive communication, and basic sign. I am so pleased with his progress over the past few years, and we all are very proud to present him with the Student of Distinction Award.
Student of Distinction, February 2018. This certificate is awarded to John Paul Fernandez in recognition for your outstanding leadership skills, academic progress, and community spirit. This is your honor and this is your night. Congratulations. wanted to say that with John Paul, it takes a village to work with children. And we just want to just commend Michelle, his older sister. He does a lot of work with them at home, with support, with homework. She's going to be coming to BOCES in the fall studying microcomputers, microtechnology. So we're very excited about that. So we just appreciate all the work that she does. She's from a family. There's 6 kids in the family. She works very hard with helping and with running with family errands and the schoolwork. So we're just proud of her and thank her for coming out tonight too with that.
Congratulations, John Paul. Congratulations.
There's a lot of injured people in this room.
No.
There are a couple of people who are just telling me to go.
Go. Clumsy ones too.
Thank you again, everybody.
I would just like to say thank you to you for everything that you do for our students and how wonderful it is to have BOCES working with us to be able to present these students and to be able to help them on a daily basis is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very
Good to see you.
Every time John McCarthy comes to our board meetings, everyone tears up. So everyone loves John and those
John
programs.
McCarthy used to be a former principal here, and he moved on to BOCES. All right, our next order of business is to honor our Destination Imagination student recognition team, Furnace Woods School, grade 3.
So I'd like to bring up Rhonda Malhotra. Yeah, can you get it out in the middle? So I'm going to bring up Rhonda. Rhonda is one of our parents, and her daughter is a high schooler now. And Rhonda came to me a couple years ago and said there's this really cool thing called Destination Imagination,
So proud.
and we want to get the school involved. We want to help with communication and promotion and identifying kids and space and materials. So we spent a lot of time working with Rhonda and her interested families and parents, as well as the Hendrick Hudson Community Education Foundation to be able to provide some funding and fundraising efforts. So Rhonda is our conduit, and she's our communications liaison with all of the successful results that our kids have experienced over the last couple of years, and I'll turn the floor over to Rhonda.
So the program has been reignited in the district since about 2015. I understand that there were teams before that, but I wasn't familiar really with Destination Imagination until another parent brought it to me, and so we sort of worked with Lauren Antonelli to get two middle school teams started in 2015. We've been able to sort of incrementally grow the program every year. We went from 2 teams the first time to 3 teams in the 2016-2017 school year, and this year we had 4 teams. And I'm happy to say that every year we've had one of the teams go on and advance to the global finals. The global finals is sort of like going to the Olympics. It is a really, really big deal. There are not all 50 states are represented at the competition, but it's pretty close. We take over the whole University of Tennessee campus in Knoxville, and it is a week long of teamwork. The kids are presenting their solutions to their challenges. The challenges range from engineering, structural challenge to improv, fine arts. There's also scientific challenge, and they change every year. And it's small group work. The maximum team size, I believe, is 7, maybe 8 students. And so we're just really happy that we've been able to, sort of keep the interest in the program going. The biggest issue we have is funding the being able to go to global finals, because it's not a inexpensive trip for the children. So we're trying to come up with creative solutions to help be able to make this happen and not have every family have to, support the cost on their own. So any ideas you all might have for us would be really appreciated. And I will now turn the microphone over to Scott Wilson, who was the manager of this team, and his co-manager, Mike Druckness.
Gives us a chance to present our little bit of work that we've been working on over the past year. I also want to thank the team actually for coming out. They're, as you can see, they've had quite a few couple of days with the state math tests. I think they've been working on. So this is Team Quake. They placed 3rd of 12 in the New York regional competition for their age group and their specific challenge. Then going on to state tournament, they placed 2nd of 5, and then globals there's going to be 1,000 kids. I mean, it's just crazy. So that's going to be a whole different world. As Ron just said, it's great to be here. Just we aren't the first. There's been lots of other teams. There's been a lot of other teams that do great and make it to global. So this is just a sampling of what there is to see. So DI, for those who don't know, there's probably most everybody knows basically what it is, but it is a program that presents a choice of 7 different types of challenges to students from kindergarten to college age every year, and it's a year-long program. The challenges really promote critical thinking, storytelling. Even the technical challenges have a huge creative component, team building and problem solving. And one of the key, I think, principles of Destination Imagination is non-interference. So, does anybody tell me what interference is? Come on up. You can come on up, and I think so. Everybody can hear you. Yeah, that's good. What's interference?
It's when a parent tells you what to do.
Yeah, right. So, no interference, right? And all the work is of the student's own, all the ideas are the students, even what the kids want to actually learn about and how they want to solve the challenge is completely up to the kids. Rather than kind of show you guys the presentation that they're putting together, the way that the appraisers assess kind of the independence of the team as they present their challenge is they ask a lot of questions. So their challenge is only 8 minutes long. Then they have to kind of go through and answer lots of questions about all the things that they did. So just want to ask you guys a couple questions. Anybody else has any questions too? So let me ask. The challenge itself. It's right here. The challenge itself that they chose is a structure challenge. So the kids have to build and design a structure that withstands weight. This year they had to actually drop the weights. Normally it's kind of a static load, but this year they had to drop the weights. So they allowed some other materials other than balsa wood. So what did you guys study to figure out how you should build something like this?
Trusses.
A truss. Study trusses. What kind of trusses are these?
How and Pratt.
Okay, how truss and Pratt truss. So they learned that these are actually just like a train bridge, right? These shapes, these are common. You see them all over the place, right? So you're not reinventing anything. Let's see. What are the forces that a truss undergoes? You guys remember all the members of a truss? The 2 forces. There you go.
Compression and tension.
Okay, great. Which one's which? What's what? What's compression?
Compression is when, like, take a cord for example. Compression would be the cord and like you're squishing the cord.
Squishing it? Okay.
Tension is when you're putting basically tearing it apart.
Right, you're pulling on it. Very good. Yes. So you had to learn which ones of these did you? Yeah, were under tension and compression. What was the design goal for the structure? What did it have to be?
For it to be as light as possible and for it as hold as much weight as
Right. Very good. Yeah, yeah. So that'd be light and hold as much weight as possible. So, what about the backdrop? What was your inspiration for the backdrop?
The smart boards at school.
The smart boards, yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yes. So what about the way that it kind of stands up on its own? What about this?
So it's a book, and each page, page you turn is
A different scene, so it's built like a book binder.
Yeah.
What you said? Yeah. Very good.
Oh, nice.
So what is this over here? This yellow thing, Nate.
that's
Come on out. So this is your car. What's special about the car?
You can steer it. So you can actually like steer it. and
Yeah. So
stuff.
steering is based on what?
Rack and pinion.
A rack and pinion. So this is for everybody can see, it's actually made of gears. So this is how a real car steers, not just how a go-kart steers or whatever. So, yeah. Okay.
Go-karts don't steer like this.
Right. Exactly. So, yep. So that was a lot of work there with the.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How did you all make that? Did you use the tools yourselves?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
What tools?
We use a table saw, like jigsaw, a hammer sometimes.
Right.
Drill.
A drill.
Yeah, drill press.
A drill press. Wow. A lot of tools. The table saw was fun to use.
No.
Right. Okay, and then this, I guess this is the last thing. This is, so your story, and we didn't go over the story, but the story is about a laboratory, right, that has an earthquake. So what is this?
This is a seismograph.
Seismograph. And this is a simulator of an earthquake. Yeah. So, what is the seismograph made of?
It is made of the electronics.
It's an electronic thing. What's it programmed in?
It's Python.
Python, yeah. And who put it together? Is it soldered?
Yep.
It's soldered, so you learned how to solder to build this thing? Very nice. So, yeah, I think that's a good taste of kind of all the stuff they've been working on, the stuff they've been learning. This is the third year these guys have been doing a team, so. Oh, yeah, we have to wait. Yeah, sure.
Well, we're going to switch the.
Nate, you want to do this, Nate? Then Nate's our weight handler, so. So they use up to 150 pounds as the limit for this challenge. And of course, we picked the shortest guy. So they place one weight, and then the rest of the 150 pounds get dropped from this blue line. Right? A little bit loud, but it's very impressive. That, there you go. This one's been tested multiple times before. So
Some weak trusses.
exactly, some weak trusses. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you to everybody involved in helping the students achieve all of their goals. And
The parents.
yeah, the parents.
Without you guys, this never would have happened.
Right.
And I'm sorry. I just, it makes
You can say. Go ahead.
No, thank you so much, because it matters. It's just proof that what you guys do matters. I mean, look at what your kids have accomplished. I
mean, it's your work inspiring everybody. Start the Destination Imagination program again. It's taking them and everything that you have to do.
So watch out, Furnace Woods teachers, because these kids are coming to 4th grade next year.
And they can lift big weights.
That's right.
okay?
Thank you very much. Rhonda, thank you for
Rhonda,
spearheading
thank you
this.
so much. Oh my goodness. You're an invaluable person. Thank you so much for bringing this to fruition again. It's such a worthwhile program, and we thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bravo to everybody. Yeah. Okay. Next, we have audience comments on non-agenda items. Do we have people that signed in? Because I just want to remind anybody who has signed in to speak, we do not allow anybody to speak about particular specific administrators, specific names of teachers, specific incidences, specific lawsuits, past, present, or future. So if it's something in generalities, you may certainly approach the podium. You have 3 minutes. Please give your name when you do so.
The first person is Teresa Spites.
Good evening. My name is Teresa Spades. My daughter is an honor roll student and she attends the Hendrick Hudson High School. My daughter has been bullied since September by another.
Okay, I have to interrupt you because that's a specific incident that really we can't speak about on camera aloud. And I can refer you to our superintendent or to myself, and you can speak to us, you know,
Well, could you tell me
or
what
to
the
the
protocol
principal.
is for bullying in the school?
Excuse me?
What is the protocol for bullying in the high school?
We can discuss that with you at a separate time. So please, if you give me your name with Roseanne, I will get in touch with you, or Mr. Hochreiter will get in touch with
Okay,
you.
my name is
I
Teresa
promise
Spades.
that.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
And this person is Cheryl Vaughn, I believe.
It's okay, we're there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No one else has come.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming out, and somebody will get back to you. Okay? Nobody else? Next, we have superintendent's report.
I'm going to go up to the podium. This will. So in case anyone hasn't heard, we have a proposed capital improvement project that will be on the ballot on May 15th. We have been deliberating as a community board of education for many, many years. It seems like since at least 2013, but earlier, about a significant capital project to improve our facilities, improve educational classrooms for kids, community spaces like auditoriums, tracks and fields, so on and so forth. I just want to spend a couple minutes to draw everyone's attention to where everyone, our community, can get as much information as possible about the bond. So this is our website, this is our homepage, and I'm just going to reload it. And up along the top in gray, you will see bond vote. If you click on bond vote, or if you just run your mouse over it, you'll see a series of other links that display. But if you click on bond vote, you get to sort of the home page, and all of those drop-down menus appear on the left side. What we've done is we've uploaded everything regarding the bond, every presentation, conversations we've had, data, financing, proposed improvements for each school onto this webpage. So you have a little background here as to how we arrived at $18.5 million project, with the role of the building condition survey, how it's financed. So this just gives you a quick background. I won't play this, but this is a really fun video to watch. It's about a 4-minute animated video for our community to catch them up to speed in terms of all of the deliberations the board has had in public meetings. So it gives you an idea of where we're going and why and what information and data went into the proposal. The financials, if we just click on that, will a couple statements around how this does not increase the tax levy, our projected reimbursement needs, 31%. And I'll just touch on a few more. School projects, this is really interesting. you can click on any 5 of the schools and you'll see what the proposal is. So we're going to click on the middle school. I was just at the middle school PTA meeting the other day. So here you have a one-pager for each school. This is the middle school. And the project is broken into these 4 main focus areas. Red is student safety and security, yellow is how students learn, purple is infrastructure, and blue is community facilities. All of these topics, which we certainly don't want to squint and try to read, but they print better and we can blow them up or zoom in on the website, are main topic areas from our building condition survey. So these are themes of work to be done. It's not everything, but these are the big ticket items or thematic parts of the project. So if you're a middle school student, you can look at this and say, here's what we expect the project to achieve and areas to address. You see some pictures of current reality of some classrooms and what proposed reality looks like, some upgrades to the auditorium, so on and so forth. So for each school, you can find that one-pager. We also upload presentations that I've given. So the other day, on the 26th, I was at the Furnace Woods PTA meeting. This was the presentation I gave, so you can find that online as well. The middle school presentation that I gave Monday will be uploaded, so that can be a one-stop shop. So if you can't make the meetings, you can certainly pay attention from your own computer. And speaking of meetings, here is the link for all the informational meetings. So we have gone on the road to try to educate everyone and fill them in. Earlier today, I met with some folks at the Free Library at 10 o'clock. Next week, we'll hit up a couple more PTAs and then hit the library up again in the weekend. So everything is here. Track and field, we separated that out. The big conversation our community's had has been around replacing the track from 1986. And when you replace a track and dig it up, you need to replace it with some sort of field. We're recommending a turf field for many, many reasons, which I won't read to you, but they are all here. We also included at the end of this page a track and field FAQ. So common questions that we've received regarding track and field, but especially turf, can be found here, as well as some data and information to answer those questions. If you're interested in learning more about the project, but you are okay with turf, we will go to, we will go to the Q&A, frequently asked questions for the entire project. So this is a rolling scroll of questions that have come our way, and we've posted the answers. So at each PTA meeting, I give out an index card and say, we'll do a Q&A live, we'll go back and forth, but write your questions down so I can take them back, we can answer them, and we can upload them. So some of the most recent questions that came out of Monday's PTA meeting have already been posted, so this is a great place to sort of see what other people want to know and see if any of those questions have been answered, so people can be more informed, not just the information we give them, but questions that the community has asked. So the vote is in 13 days. Everything is right here. We even posted the building condition survey presentation where we talked about the findings from the survey from 2015 and 16, all the topics, some of the pictures from the survey. So everything we've talked about as a board is up here for the community to digest. And as always, they can call or email us and we'll answer questions. I have a meeting with a community member tomorrow at 9 o'clock over a cup of coffee because he couldn't make any of the meetings, so he's coming in tomorrow. I'm meeting with some other community members tomorrow afternoon. So everything is up there. We'll continue to add information, particularly regarding the Q&A. So I just wanted to draw everyone's attention to that. And with that, I will yield my time back to the president.
Yes, and I will come in 1 second. Please. I can't because I'm not even ready. But please, if you get in touch with me, I will get back to you. Thank you. Excuse me?
Thank you.
Okay, next we have a presentation of our technology report. Mr. Swerdloff and our teacher leaders. We're so fortunate to have them with us. And I will let you do the introductions.
After the BOCES student distinction and before the ladies.
Good luck.
This is not nearly as interesting, but I will try. So this is our annual technology report where we are going to kind of review sort of where we've focused on in this past year, current school year, with instructional technology. Tonight I've asked Dr. Nguyen and Nupur Powell to help me present. I'm going to do a little bit and then turn it over to them. So there's really two parts to the presentation. There's some very sort of broad overviews, which I will do. I'm going to talk about instruction, staffing, infrastructure, software, and hardware. And then Nupur and Heather will take over and get into a little bit more detail on some specific focus areas. We're going to talk about the coaches program, some of our coding initiatives, a project called Breakout EDU, digital citizenship, the summer upgrades planned for BB, and professional development. So that's kind of an overview of what we're going to cover tonight. From my perspective, we continue with the construction technology coaches and continue to give them opportunities to work with their colleagues throughout the district. It's a program that I think has been really successful, and we just appointed people for next year. We have a couple of new ones coming on, so that's something that we really appreciate their efforts and their initiatives. And for me, it's a good opportunity to kind of not only kind of spread the workload, but give people opportunities for taking on leadership. We continue with our mobile learning academies. These are the professional development courses that we offer because we're moving away from a PC-based environment to a mobile device environment, specifically Chromebooks here. And those courses are sort of the required training for people to use those devices. One area that's been really new this year is our into the focus on the Google certifications. This has sort of been a joint effort of myself, Dr. Ruller, in terms of it started as an initiative for our coaches and for our probationary teachers, and now it's really kind of grown and spread. And it's something that people are really interested in taking on. It's a challenge. It's not an easy process. Some people have not been successful in getting the certification, and I think that's for when that word got out, some people were deterred, and some people were more motivated to try and do it. And there's 3 courses, so to speak. There's a level 1 Google Certified Educator, level 2, and then Google Certified Trainer. And we have teachers moving through that process at their own pace.
I am just curious because it was my understanding that these take a very long time. It's a lot of hours that are dedicated to being certified.
It depends on the person, like any other certification process. Some people spread it out over time. Some people do it in a shorter, more intense mode. What we've been doing is, and people can do the content is all online, so people can do it on their own, at their own pace, and then take a test. Or we've been offering what we call boot camps, where they come and they do a 2-day kind of very rigorous, intense training as preparation. And it really depends on what kind of learner you are. Some people prefer to some of the people said, I'm just going to do this on my own. I'll take the test, don't bother me.
Yeah.
Some people said, I want to come, I want to work in the class, I want to work in that environment, and the pressure is good for me.
Okay.
As you are probably aware, we're in maybe our 8th or 9th year of using the Google suite of tools, which is now G Suite. Originally it was Google Docs, then it was Google Drive, or Google Docs and Google Apps, and then Google Drive. Now it's G Suite. It's a tool that really has transformed for many students and teachers the way work is done in terms of collaboration, creativity, and I think Nupur and Heather will be speaking to that a little bit. But that's an area that we really continue to put a lot of time and energy into. Staffing, we're very stable as far as staffing. We continue to have 3 full-time technicians through our contract with EduTech. We do have remote support available, and something when there's something they can't handle at a very high level, which doesn't happen that often, but we do have that. One of the things that I've been working on is to try and consolidate, because we have so many different IT systems in the district, and I don't want to take on everything, but it's hard to try and find the line between what's an HVAC, what's IT, what's phones, what's cameras. Basically, all of these systems have sort of become overlapping and integrated in some way. So we're trying to centralize management as much as possible. Another new initiative this year, which is really interesting for me and for many of our special ed teachers, and all teachers really, and students, is an assistive technology team. This is an initiative that Lisa and Jean Gizmervik have taken on. Jean's really taken leadership on it, and we've been meeting every month all year, a small team of teachers and administrators to develop internal capacity to implement assistive technology for our students. So it's not only for our special ed students, but for all students who might need some form of assistive technology. So that's something you're going to be hearing more about as time goes on. As far as infrastructure, nothing too dramatic other than an entire new phone system in the district. That project is completed. That, as you know, is our Smart Schools Bond funding. So we have probably in the last 3 to 4 weeks have finished that implementation, which was the bulk of that. $569,000 went to the phones. Every classroom, every instructional space rather, in the district now has a phone that teachers can call out from. Every office, all the common areas all have phones. So we replaced all the existing phones and we added about 200 new phones. They're also eventually going to replace the antiquated intercom systems, so people can teachers can intercom within the building, they can also intercom across the district.
And we know the phones work because twice a day we get a 911 call by mistake. So dialing 9, and then when staff, teachers, counselors, whoever have to dial an area code, sometimes 9, 1, and then an extra 1. So the phones work, we know that.
It's a very responsive system. And there's been a learning curve of people doing a lot of false 911s. It's not very forgiving. If you hit that third one, it's going to go. It's going to call right away. The next phase of that project, and it's a big project, is sort of Anthony is taking over that phase, but that is replacing the entry system hardware and the video cameras throughout the district and integrating with the phone system, so that instead of having these 3 separate systems, it will be one unified system. As far as software, we continue to explore different software for assessment. I know you've heard about iReady from Dr. Reller. We did a pilot of another tool called STAR, which I believe you heard about a couple of weeks ago. As I said, we continue to use G Suite. GoGuardian is a software that we rolled out, which allows teachers to monitor Chromebooks. We have 1,800 Chromebooks in the district now. We went from 0 probably 5 years ago to almost 2,000. So that's been, that's taken a while to get used to and to develop systems. GoGuardian is a system that allows teachers to monitor remotely student Chromebooks. ReadWrite is an assistive technology software that came about through teacher requests. Several special ed teachers have been asking for this to use with their students and also with general ed students. And we had several of them piloted, and then we're in the process of rolling it out through the district. And Clever is another new software suite that we're using, which again is trying to integrate these various systems to simplify login. If you're a kindergartner, you have to remember to type matthew.swirlov@henhockschools.org. It's not fun. So we're trying to create systems to simplify accessing websites and logging into different programs, and Clever is one system that does that. As far as hardware, you know about the Chromebook initiative at Furnace Woods. I know Nuper and Heather are going to talk more about the plans for DV, but in short, they have their own sort of version of this summer is their year for hardware upgrades, and they're going to move in the Chromebook direction. We continue to add access points as needed. The district is pretty well saturated. I would say over 90% of the space in the district has adequate Wi-Fi. We did have some requests this year from the high school in particular, in the library and in the cafeteria for additional Wi-Fi, which we put in. And we're also in the middle of rolling out 25 tablets for our E&L students, and beginning to roll out tablets for ABC students and selected special ed staff.
By tablets, you mean like iPads?
Sometimes iPads and sometimes Android. So either, depending on the needs. So that's my piece. I'm going to turn it over to part two, Dr. Wynn, who's a school psychologist and one of our instructional technology coaches, and Nupur Powell-Polish, who's also our library classroom specialist at BV and Furnace Woods, and another one of our instructional technology coaches. What?
I don't know how to use technology.
Right now. You can
Okay, so first of all, we have 18 IT coaches across all 5 buildings. Each year, we sign up for the position, and we get hired by you guys each year. Building-wide, we do one-to-one coaching, so if any teacher has any needs any assistance or help, we come to their classroom and just coach them through. We also hold office hours. In the middle school, they have advisory meeting groups where they have a designated time to do office hours. And then we also sign up to do PD workshops for staff.
And those workshops can take place before school, after school, sometimes during school. One of the benefits of having coaches throughout the district is that it really does help facilitate teachers using technology, because it is somebody that you can go to when you're frustrated about something, you have a question or something quick that you can get a quick fix for. So having the coaches in the building really helps to facilitate that. District-wide, some of the coaches participate in the Instructional Technology Leadership Committee, which helps to go back and forth and bring things in both directions. And then we have a lot of professional development opportunities that we take part in so that we can learn more about cutting-edge technology and things that we can bring back for the rest of the district to use. And part of that was the whole getting everybody Google certified pretty much, the coaches, so we could go through that ourselves. Okay, so I'll talk about coding, since I've done a lot of coding with the library classes this year. So across the district, many students, I can speak definitely at the elementary level, that all students participated in the Hour of Code, which is an introduction to coding, and a lot of resources out there to get it started. And in the elementary schools, the librarians, we all dedicated an entire month to teaching early stages of coding, although I will tell you, and I'm sure you could probably tell me this, a lot of the children know a lot more than we do about coding. I learned a few things from them, but it really does help them work with problem solving and working together and being creative and using their logic and reasoning skills. So it really is a nice thing to see, and we've continued it throughout the year. So it's not just kind of a one-time thing. Students have an opportunity in their classrooms and in the libraries to continue practicing what they've learned, and we've done offline coding activities and online coding activities, and we have little Ozobot robots that they can code. So they've really gotten a very good introduction to coding this year. That's me again. So the Breakout EDU is a platform that you can use that essentially turns classrooms into like an escape room. I don't know if any of you have ever participated in, but it's a fun experience. And the children basically work through puzzles. They work in teams to try to problem solve and unlock a series of blocks. We have different versions of it. One is a digital platform, and the other is actual different kinds of blocks that they have to unlock a box with like a prize in it. So I did link for people in their free time to try one of the digital versions of the breakouts with the Silly Shamrock link that the children tried, 3rd through 5th grade. We tried in March, and they had a good time with it, and they were really they were mad when time was up that they couldn't continue it, so I had to keep extending it in following periods so they could have more time. But it was fun. They had a good time, and they were learning.
technology, we soon realized that we needed to focus on digital citizenship and teaching students how to be responsible with technology and also how they use technology because it increased access, increased possibilities of use. So throughout the years, we've been coming up with different curriculum. Part of the IT PD opportunities, I was able to go to Google headquarters in New York City to learn about their Be Internet Awesome curriculum. It's a new curriculum, completely free. The link is right on the PowerPoint for it. It has 4 different areas and is predominantly focused for the younger kids. So thinking 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, where it comes with the Interland game, where the internauts, they go to different worlds. And through the different worlds, they learn how to develop passwords, how to acknowledge real from fake, how to acknowledge phishing scams, and then also how to be nice to each other. And the curriculum comes with scenarios and opportunities where kids can say, is this nice, is this not nice, and how can we put forth our best selves online while also being safe and not sharing too much.
And then there is a full curriculum that's provided through Common Sense Media that several of us have attended trainings for that has a very comprehensive curriculum for students from K through 12 for digital citizenship. So, teachers are encouraged to take a look and pull out lessons as needed or as applicable to work with students. And the Digital Passport is like a gaming platform that they play little games that help them practice digital citizenship concepts.
EverFi is used in the middle school in their instructional technology classes where they learn whether to use a computer or a Chromebook, a wired connection versus cloud, and that's when they elevate their knowledge of how to use technology in their everyday worlds. So for VV, it's our upgrade year. We had several months to brainstorm it with Matthew. First came looking at the Google Forms that Furnace Woods teachers completed on their Chromebook implementation. Because since they came first, we wanted to figure out what their feedback was, what their pros and cons were to going to individual Chrome carts for each classroom. Then we had a couple of staff meetings to determine allocations and resources. We had a budget and we had different prices for each different technology piece that we wanted. And then finally, we had an IT coach meeting of all the IT coaches at BV to really finalize the budget allocations within a Google spreadsheet.
And so the plan, as it looks like for now, is that in each of the classrooms next year, they'll have a dedicated Chromebook cart with more than enough, hopefully, more than enough Chromebooks for each student, a few extra just in case. Some of the smart boards and printers are going to be upgraded, and special area teachers are going to get some upgrades for Chromebooks and desktops as well.
We really wanted to focus on not just the classroom teachers, but what do the E&L teachers, the reading teachers, psychologists, speech language pathologists, what they need as well, because everyone needs something a little different if you're working in those special areas. So our current and future courses are one-to-one coaching. All the IT coaches do it in one way or the other. We also have a Mobile Learning Academy, so that teaches an intro to G Suite and then also teaches teachers and staff members how to use Chromebooks. So they can have the keys to the Chromebook carts, but then also use the Chromebooks in their classes. Then we have PDs for specific G Suite apps and extensions. So there'll be a special Google Forms course or a special Google Classroom course that one IT coach really wants to take ownership of and then do for our half-day PDs or before and after school. In the beginning, we started with Google Bootcamp Level 1 and 2 with an outside consultant, and now some of us are Google trainers, so now we're again taking ownership of that, and we're doing in-house Google Bootcamp Level 1 and Level 2 trainings. And then we also do trainings on Smart Notebook.
Yeah, we have the newest software that's been installed district-wide for the smart boards. Actually has a new feature now where you can push out Smart Notebook lessons onto Chromebooks. So now it's not just, one or two students kind of interacting with the smart board. You can push the lessons out to everybody. So that's one of the new features that we're working on training staff with. And then for the future, we're looking at the potential for virtual reality and augmented reality. Some of us have attended some different workshops and trainings, and there's some really interesting possibilities there. We have a little video there that you can watch later cautious because some of it is a little, can be a little bit,
Yeah, I don't think we want to.
Yeah, we're okay
yeah.
tonight.
Maybe you don't want to watch that right now. But of course, continuing all these workshops and expanding the integration of technology and education, and also looking at the different types of tablets and other resources that are out there for technology. Any questions?
Before we have questions, I would just like to say how I am extremely impressed at the presentation. I have been in Newper's classroom when she was a classroom teacher, and I was just so blown away by what the students were capable of doing under your tutelage. So I can only imagine what the students are doing now throughout the entire school, also under your tutelage, and with you being there as well, Dr. Wynn, it probably is exceptional there. So thank you both. Anybody else?
I'd just like to say thank you for teaching for teaching them the responsibility as well. I mean, because with this, it's a tremendous opportunity, but there's also such, there's such a downside in terms of what kind of trouble they can get in, or just the opportunity to I don't even just want to say push a wrong button, but I mean to go in the wrong places and to
know you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, and to be able to make that distinction, or if nothing else.
Yeah, and we feel so strongly that the students have to learn really to identify it for themselves, because as a parent myself, I realize like how busy I am. Sometimes my kids are watching something on like YouTube, and I'm like, what is that? That they have to learn how to vet some of these things themselves and know what's appropriate and inappropriate, and that's what we hope part of that digital citizenship component can really help students do and identify.
It is, and it's very easy to come across some of these things because of the way it's sort of presented. The kids would think it's harmless, and they open it, and it's like, it's not.
Yes.
But the children are very responsible within their lessons. I mean, it just amazes me how they go to the court, they check it out, they log in.
Grateful that they're teaching them that
They're
part
very
too.
respectful of what they're doing, and they're very accountable. And I think that, the earlier you start with kindergarten, it starts, that it's just amazing. So I agree with you. It's wonderful.
Joe's hungry. He's like, I'm done.
I think the coolest part about the presentation is really going back to the model. It was in the fall of 2013 that we put together a small bond that the community approved in the $6 million range. A lot of it was septics and infrastructure, but a big piece of it was technology upgrades, hardware, technology infrastructure. And I was new to the district, and Matthew and I had a conversation to say, it's great that we're buying all this stuff. What does the support need to look like? And the support can't be, call the guy and he'll make an appointment to come and fix it. It needs to be within the building, needs to be quick, needs to be responsive, and that's where the instructional technology coach idea began with. And it started with having fix-it people within your building, and quickly morphed to having leaders in your building that can be out in front of curriculum initiatives, be out in front of software initiatives, and be able to, screw the light bulb in and, help people log in when they lose their password, but really be at the cutting edge in terms of using technology to drive instruction.
Thank you. All right, our next order of business is hearing on public agenda items. Hearing of the public on agenda items, excuse me. And since we have no bodies signed up for comments, we will move along. Any board comments? And then can I please have a motion to adjourn the meeting? So moved. Second? All in favor? Thank you.